What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be taking a look at the War Journal 2-pack. That's right, Punisher and Bushwacker. Let's see what we've got going on. Let's check it out. As promised, today we'll be taking a look at Punisher War Journal 2-pack featuring the Punisher and Bushwacker. Let's see what we've got going on. Taking a look at the package, they go with the War Journal logo, a Punisher that is a little bit different than Punishers that we've received in the past. So as someone who collects all of the Punisher figures, I'm happy about that. This adds another Punisher into my display. I can understand that there are people who want a more classic looking Punisher, but we've received those and there'll be some down the line. So I'm kind of happy that we got this version of Punisher instead. Also in a 2-pack with Bushwacker, so that gives me another villain to go with Punisher. So I'm happy. This isn't one that I'm like, you got characters locked in a 2-pack. This is perfect for a 2-pack for what I would like in my display. Understand criticisms, but for me, this is right on point. You've got lots of guns, you've got some extra hands, you've got accessories, grenade, blast effect. On top, you got your logo. Flip it to the side. Nice comic image there. Flip it to the back. There's your big version of the cover. Some alternate covers as well. A rogue assassin known as Bushwacker is on a mission to eliminate all mutants when he clashes with the crime-fighting vigilante Punisher. Some cool stuff there. Drawing inspiration from Punisher War Journal 12 and 13. Very cool. Like that. They kind of did the same sort of box and back design that they did with those Wolverine 2-packs to give you a little bit of the art and inspiration. So digging that there. Let's get them out of the box. I like the insert that they provided. You get some great panels in there. Really nice looking work. Adds a great backdrop to the box itself. Fresh out of the box, this is exactly what I like to see. Yeah, I've got a 2-pack here that I'm happy with. I like the selections. I've got lots of hands. I've got extra heads. I've got effects. I've got weapons. So, and weapons being the key here, right? It's a Punisher pack at the end of the day. So if he doesn't come stocked, then we're already questioning what's going on. So I am happy to see what we have here. Would an extra head for Bushwacker have been just sort of the cherry on top? Absolutely. But as it goes, there's always something left to be desired, right? Well, let's take a closer look. Moving in closer on Bushwacker, we can get a good look at this face sculpt. All of that detail that they've put in there. Super gnarly looking. I love it. I like what they did there. And it gives you, like, half and half, a little Two-Face action. He's got this ponytail going on, so Bushwacker made some choices, right? But shirt looks really nice. I mean, the design is pretty on point. I like what they've done with this figure. As weird as it may have been to create something like this, it did turn out pretty well. You can see, though, because it is interchangeable, you're going to see that gap down there. So that's a little bit... that could be a little bit more seamless, but is it something that really takes away from the figure? Nah, I don't think so. Basic ab crunch and hip swivel, so that's probably something that's going to be a little upsetting for some people, but all in all, I mean, it's just a nice looking figure and a new character for the shelf, right? So let's take a look at some articulation here. The head will look down, chin touch the chest, so it goes down all the way there. He'll look up to about there, so you get a little bit of an angle. Some good side-to-side rock, and plenty of movement all the way around. Coming down to the shoulders. Shoulder will move all the way around there. Arm will go up to about there. The top of the shoulder is painted, so you can kind of see the blue peg in there. You'll get that to peek out a little bit. I don't love that. Double jointed, pinless at the elbow. Ab crunch, hip swivel. There's some pretty significant gapping in the leg here, so you can see that on both sides. Leg will kick out to about there, back to only about there, and out to there. Upper thigh cut, double jointed on pins at the knee. on the jeans though, so yeah, it's personal preference on that. And then you do have your hinge swivel at the ankle, hinge at the wrist. On this one, they do give you your vertical hinge. It is horizontal for this side. Obviously, this isn't going to move too much. You can see in there, when you do bend the elbow, it tends to pop off if you go a little too far. And for your alternate hand, you do get that vertical hinge as well. So that's good. I mean, with this, you're using a pistol, you have the right hinge. With this, he's making a pistol, and it gives you the right hinge. So do like that. For the hands, you obviously get your set of regular hands, but for your effect hands, you do get the pistol one. I think that looks nice. You also have a hold there, so you can plug in any of those effects that we've received throughout the years that are used for pistols, right? So that's good. On this alternate hand, you have plenty of porting options as well. Certainly an odd looking situation, but it does certainly play into the power set. So I think all in all, it looks pretty good. It's gnarly, right? And that is something I dig. It does limit you, as I've said, though, as far as closing the arm there. And I just wanted to see if this would work out. So these blast effects we've seen with plenty of figures. These ones specifically came with the Sentinel 2-packs, but they'll port in there. There are 5 holes in total. You can manage to get 4 in there, and if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. For Bushwacker's size comparison, I've also backed him up against the Walgreens Punisher, as I imagine there may be some people who don't want the War Journal version of Punisher. They're happy with an older version, but they do want to add Bushwacker to the collection. So that'll give you an idea of how those two stack up together. And for some random comparisons, here he is backed up against your Deluxe Black Widow and Strife to give you an idea of the size. You can see, I mean, Bushwacker's not an overly large figure to begin with. Strife being a little bit on the bigger side. You can kind of get that idea just from looking at him backed up against the Punisher himself, right? Taking a closer look at Punisher, I mean, this figure looks great to me. I don't have a lot of things that I have to say about the figure itself. Did notice there are some paint scuffs in the skull, so that's one of the reasons why I would like to find these in store and then select the best one of the group, right? But you don't always get that option with these. Maybe I will take a look at ordering another one and see how that goes. But for now, we'll just rock with this one. Really great looking face sculpt, just a very disgruntled sort of look going on there. You've got the 5 o'clock shadow rocking. Lots of great details in here, right? You got the shotgun shells, which, adds a nice little touch there. You've got the ammo pockets on the belt. Everything looks cool. Nice straps along the back, holster on the side. A nice, newer modified buck for this Punisher, so that's something that's nice. You get a little something new to go along with something you already wanted, right? So an added bonus. There were images floating around that had shown this with a black peg in the neck, but as you can see here, that is not the case. Alternate head gives you quite an exaggerated look, but I imagine that some people will definitely dig that. Gives you a great expression. I think I definitely prefer the first head, but either way, I think you do have some good options there. This one's a little bit too exaggerated for my taste, but certainly understand that some people are here for that. For the articulation, head will look down all the way, chin touches the chest, looks up pretty far. You get great angle looking up there, plenty of movement side to side, very little rock though. Shoulders, you are on a butterfly, so you can get that back and forth movement there. Arms will go all the way around, up and out to about there, so a little bit of angle, upper bicep cut, double jointed pinless at the elbow there. Nothing at the forearm. It does give you that look like they may have had it in there. Obviously, that's part of the reason it's there, is on some bodies it will be. Hinge at the wrist there. Diaphragm cut, which is great, allows plenty of movement. kind of like the Renew Your Vows buck does, right? So you like seeing that. You also get the lower ab crunch down there to extend that movement into the lower waist. Not on a drop down. I thought we maybe leg will kick out to there, back to about there, and then out to about there. Upper thigh cut, double jointed pinless at the knee, boot cut, and your hinge and swivel down at the ankle. For your hands, you get lots of options. So these are the two that come out from the pack. You got the open hand and the trigger finger there. You've got your set of fists. You've got your alternate trigger finger and your directional hand, so pointing you where to go. Plenty of weapons, which we love to see, because even if you're not using them for Punisher, it just gives you more options in your box of accessories that you could choose from for any number of characters. And we also get the grenade and blast effect, which just adds some extra touches. For comparison, here he is backed up against the 80th anniversary Punisher. As you can see, War Journal Punisher comes in just a little bit taller. The head just ekes out just slightly in size for these two figures. And here he is backed up against the Walgreens exclusive. That gives you an idea of how he would stack up against the retro carded version as well. They are the same figure essentially. New Punisher a little bit bigger, only a little bit, so the size is fairly consistent even with the newer body. It just makes you want that classic version Punisher on this new book that much more, so I'm excited for when the inevitable happens with that. But yeah, I mean, this is still a great Punisher either way. And in case you were wondering, the new heads do fit on that body that the Retro and Walgreens Punisher use. So if you were just looking to update the head sculpt on one of them, I think that looks pretty good right there. Alright folks, well there you have it. There is your War Journal Punisher Bushwacker 2-pack. A fine 2-pack indeed. One that I was certainly excited about from the time of announcement all the way up until delivery, and am still excited to actually have it. So that is a good sign in and of itself. Couple of things I didn't like about the pack. I don't like that the shoulders on Bushwacker are painted at the top. I can clearly see the blue peg sticking out, and some of that paint has already started to rub, so that is quite annoying. I would have liked to maybe have seen the arm piece designed a little bit differently, but I do appreciate the branching out and trying different things, so I'm not too picky on that one in and of itself. Just the paint thing is kind of a gripe. Would have liked to have seen two heads with Bushwacker, but ultimately I'm going to go with whatever is the cooler looking head, and I can only imagine that this would have still been the case in that scenario. For Punisher, I'm happy that I have a new Punisher in the display, a different Punisher, so I am perfectly happy with that. I understand that people want a classic Punisher, but only time until that happens, so we will eventually get one. For me, though, I'm so glad that we have another Punisher for the display. I don't love that mine came with a few little paint defects in the skull, but from afar, I don't know that I'll notice. It's just one of those things that in person, I would have been able to decide which one was better, but that would not be able to happen for this 2-pack, so here we are. It is a cool Punisher, though. Everything looks great. I am looking forward to the inevitable release of a more classic decoed Punisher when that time does come. All in all, a really nice 2-pack, very solid, one that I am happy for, one that makes sense, and I do not care that this was a 2-pack. It's a perfect kind of 2-pack for me. That's my 2 cents, folks. Hopefully you appreciate it. Hopefully you got something out of it. I appreciate you for checking out the video and staying this long if you have. Of course, you can always find me on any of these socials down here. Most importantly, though, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe below. And until next time, take it easy.